Stereotypical AI-generated depictions of Black women acting aggressively and delivering sassy clapbacks in a synthesized black scent are flooding TikTok. These posts that perpetuate racial stereotypes have garnered millions of views and are now a genre of AI-generated video on the platform. Considering who's making them and that they prominently feature Black stereotypes as part of formulaic slapstick comedy skits, these videos are minstrel shows. Though minstrel shows have always been popular on short-form video sharing apps, bad actors in 2025 have the opportunity to produce these skits on an industrial scale using VO3, a state-of-the-art video generation model from Google. Welcome to the future. I'm a random white YouTuber, and let's talk about AI-generated minstrel shows, which are now a thing, unfortunately. I didn't know if I should make a video about this considering the subject matter, but many of these videos are so obviously harmful and they are everywhere. Most of them feature a Black woman minding her own business before a typically white, elderly person approaches her and degrades her, allowing her to clap back in a clever way. This format, which non-Black TikTokers have run into the ground and made into a grotesque minstrel show, did not begin as a clear attempt to profit off stereotypes. It started with this one-off video made by a Black creator of AI-generated content.
I love my natural hair.
That hair isn't real.
Death is seeking you at the bingo table.
His page is not centered on this kind of content, and from how he describes his work, his intention is not to do harm. In fact, it's quite the opposite.
Trying to bring artists and AI together to where both sides are being respected, and also bringing a little bit more culture and diversity to the artificial intelligence community.
His original video isn't over the top, and his prompt doesn't instruct the model to depict anything outlandish. In fact, the tone of the video is remarkably calm and collected, considering what is happening in it. The video was well received, and many Black TikTok users reposted it and left comments on it indicating they found it funny. Rather than being malicious, it almost gives an alternate ending to a scenario that is unfortunately common. When this Black woman is accosted, she's allowed to put a white Karen in her place within the safety of an AI-generated environment, where 911 won't be frantically called. Considering the context, the impact, and the intended audience, this video is nowhere near as harmful as the many unfortunate ripoffs of it circulating on TikTok. Keeping that video in mind, I want you to note the differences between it and this unfortunate recreation of it.
I just love my natural hair.
That ain't real. That's not natural hair.
You want natural? Chew on this, old bitch. Now that's natural. Chew on that, Nana.
The performances are taken to a level 10. The dialogue, rather than being spoken, is shouted back and forth between the characters. The joke, rather than being a witty retort, is instead a slapstick show of aggression, where the Black woman takes off her hairpiece and waves it in the white Karen's face like a matador, revving up before eventually striking her. This is what sets this video apart from the original. The joke is just a played-up stereotype. There was no creativity involved when prompting the model that generated the video. It's worth noting that this video, as with most AI-generated content, was carefully prompted, and that VO3 didn't come up with the actions that happened in it. The model had to be instructed to make the characters act as stereotypically as possible. Otherwise, the result would look more like the first video, which used a prompt that gave the model next to no direction regarding how the interaction would play out. When searching VO3 on TikTok, it's astonishing just how many videos are created that perpetuate stereotypes. Faceless accounts like AISlop95 post cartoonishly racist videos, like this one of a Black man in a cotton field dressed in plantation attire while eating a slice of watermelon and washing it down with a glass of what appears to be grape Kool-Aid. It's remarkable that Google readily allows harmful content like this to be generated. They have created advanced language models that are more than capable of weeding out offensive prompts and blocking VO3 from generating certain kinds of videos. I asked Google's Gemini chatbot if the VO3 prompt, a video of a Black man on a cotton plantation eating watermelon and sipping grape Kool-Aid, perpetuates harmful stereotypes. In a split second, Gemini answered yes and gave a bullet point breakdown of every stereotype featured in the video and why they are harmful. There's no reason why Google can't use this technology to prevent harmful videos from being generated with VO3. They clearly have the ability to do this. They just don't care. While videos like that one are obviously problematic, some clips incorporate stereotypes without featuring any black people. Take the account Bigfoot Baddie as an example. The account gives the popular video format of an AI-generated Bigfoot vlog an interesting twist. Bigfoot is turned into a racial caricature, talking on the phone in a played-up black accent to her friend Keisha about her baby daddy Tyrone.
Oh my God, Keisha, you ain't gonna believe this mess. Tyrone, you know my baby daddy, the Neanderthal with the questionable hygiene. Yeah, him.
She flamboyantly waves around her 3-inch pink acrylics while trying out hairspray in the store, talking about it holding down her edges and how the fumes snatched her wig. It's very clear that this is an offensive mockery of stereotypes associated with black women. That on its own is troublesome, but then there's the fact that the creator of these videos is giving these characteristics to an 8-foot-tall hairy ape. That just adds an extra layer of yikes to the content on that page. I imagine this kind of harmful content is harder to moderate. You know, if Google actually tried to do that. You can definitely generate a video like this without explicitly mentioning blackness in your prompt. Words like baddie and sassy, as well as the lines the AI-generated character is instructed to say, allow VO3 to fill in the blank. It's also tough for TikTok to take action against this kind of content, as perpetuating stereotypes isn't usually picked up by moderation algorithms, and technically isn't against TikTok's guidelines. TikTok's community guidelines do, however, state that some content that uses stereotypes that may implicitly demean protected groups is not eligible for You feed recommendation. But considering these videos get millions of views, it's clear that TikTok has not taken these videos out of the recommendation algorithm. I don't think I'm reaching here. If someone as white as me can pick up on this, then there's no way I'm alone in noticing the racial undertones of these kinds of videos, and I'm not. This video showed up on my For You feed that points out how frequently racial stereotypes appear in AI-generated content on TikTok.
I thought the first AI video was funny where she was like, death is seeking you at the bingo table. LOL, that's like funny. That's unexpected. But I've been seeing more and more of them on my page in the last 2 days, and they're getting progressively more stereotypical and more aggressive.
Even though the stereotypes can be obvious in these videos, it's all subjective, and I'm clearly not an authoritative source on this. Moreover, things may not be as simple as just prevent every video containing stereotypes from being generated. Many videos that include black stereotypes are generated by black people, and as Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie said, the problem with stereotypes is not that they are untrue, but that they are incomplete. Media featuring black people often features stereotypes, and many times these works are created by black people for a black audience. Yes, AI clips on TikTok intentionally highlight stereotypes, but so do clips from Zeus Network shows or Tyler Perry movies. I can confidently say white teens shouldn't AI generate racial caricatures for TikTok clout made to be viewed by people like me, but I'm not qualified to debate the nuanced ethics of things that white people have no involvement in. This whole debacle highlights how AI technologies have the potential to cause harm. It's easy to assume that an AI model doesn't harbor biases because it's just ones and zeros, but this assumption is false. Though Google hasn't disclosed what content VO3 was trained on, it's safe to assume that many thousands of hours of offensive content is in its training data. So many videos were scraped off the internet to train the model that there's no way Google could hire enough people to filter out all the garbage in the dataset effectively. Even though that might not be feasible, there has to be solutions out there to control what the model outputs, and the company still has a responsibility not to put a product out into the world that can do damage. As generative AI models get increasingly more powerful, this move fast and break things strategy that every company in the AI race is adopting will have all sorts of negative consequences. These loosely moderated models have already been used to generate political disinformation and other harmful media. Though I believe companies like Google have a moral obligation to stop people from using their tools in this way, companies are not driven by moral obligations, only economic ones. Google is not taking any action because this doesn't seem to be hurting their bottom line or exposing them to litigation or generating any bad press to an extent that it would scare away shareholders. Ultimately, most current AI models raise ethical concerns beyond just the generation of harmful content. They depend on stolen videos made by creators that Google is seeking to replace. It's so messed up that the performances of Black actors and actresses and the work of Black creators has been hijacked by a multi-trillion-dollar company to allow non-Black people to generate offensive videos. I doubt Google will take action to stop this from happening, so I'm hoping people become more discerning consumers of media and stop boosting the reach of these videos. I'm happy to say that the comments under these videos have started to point out the stereotypical nature of this content. Even though these kinds of videos will get old quickly, I'm sure AI slop accounts will devise another format to demean marginalized groups. Though this technology is new, minstrelsy certainly isn't, and this demonstrates how it is quickly incorporated into new kinds of media. Anyways, I'm Robert Tolby, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I hope you have a good week. Bye-bye.